Okay. Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you're having a great day. We'll do a mic check. So if you can hear me clearly, please give me a bit of feedback on that. Okay, so sounds good. Great. Thank you. Okay. Really, there's in trading, once again, it's all just habit about doing the same thing, repeating it over. Our jobs, we've been conditioned, from uni, from we're very young to go and do all the study, get good marks, and get a good job. And what's the job? There's something you turn up. That's a habit. You keep doing the same thing. The benefit of a job or career is where you go to work and turn up. There's set of rules of what you do when you get there in the morning, throughout the day, when you have your breaks, etc. Okay, and even in those things, we can develop good or bad habits. We look around at the people that work with us and see the things that works and looks from more experienced people, and we start including in our habits. Okay, so and in places like McDonald's, they can go and train very young people, very good managers, and to go and have systems and that because they have a process. Okay, so having a process helps us to go and get and develop a habit for doing something in the best way possible, learning from experience because the process can only be developed from being done before by someone else. Yep. Okay, so in this case, we're looking at things, charts, and that, and by no means, because I've done a lot of these indicators are customized and been created between Rick and myself. They're based on, sometimes hundreds of years of candlestick history. It's based on maths that's been far back as Da Vinci and even before that. Okay, so it's once again using things that have been around and proven to be correct. Okay, so what we see in front of us is a template that we use for our particular system. It guides us and gives us a focal point of what to start looking for, and also how to go and do something systematically so that once we get into a system and our habit, we already feel quite at home and we know what happens or what needs to happen next. Okay, so in front of us we've got a 5-minute euro yen. The reason I've popped euro yen there is sometimes when we look at our own currency, we tend to get quite familiar with it and we sort of glance at it, not really looking at it. So I popped a different currency there so you can pay attention. And also to put something there that has a different characteristic, even for myself, just to go through it using the process and the system. Okay. Now, having multi-chart is part of the process that gives us an overall view of what our focus and information comes from. Okay. Gives us the longer term and it gives us the pulse. 15 and 5 are generally as it's unfolding. Okay, so the main thing to do is that, okay, we need to know whether really price can go up or down. At any stage, we need to go and find it out and be able to have it indicated by the chart to us. Okay, so we have a number of ways of doing it. We have the high and low diamonds, the channel lines, and that to go and give us when it's reached a a meaningful and low the price that the template as calculated should be low, and if it's low, it's looking for high. So, and we're going to take some trades within that. Now, you've probably heard it a few times. If we didn't have any vertical lines and we just had candlesticks, then we can sort of sometimes have a hit and miss because we just see a candle and we want to jump in. Okay, and then we have to create a set of rules of how to measure and for the chart to indicate or find a way to as to how much profit. Okay, so once again, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. Where the vertical lines. Okay, so the important thing is we want to know whether it's going up and if the momentum of, say, the euro yen from that low down here is going to go higher than the current high, which is this point there where my cursor is. Yes. Okay, so once again, what am I talking about? When momentum is there, is price going to go higher? Okay, so I've addressed this a few times, and because a lot of times the price is going up and sometimes it goes sideways, and for us we can't see that it's going up, and we struggle sometimes as to get a focus. Okay, now window 2 with the updated that Rick and I have gone through, we're able to select time frames unique. So if I want to see where the price wants to go up a little bit higher, I'm able to see, I can only see that from a higher time frame. Yes, so you can see over here TF2, TF1, TF1 is 1 time frame higher, TF2 2 time frames higher, etc. Okay, so and I have those parameters to go and do that. Okay, so because when price is going up, our most profitable trades that we can get 2-for-1s is when price has reached a minimum high, come back down with the intention of going further up. Okay, so something like this sort of trade, if we're aware of it, is one of the best return on investment trades because it's a resumption of an upward movement. And we can see the yellow line's gone above, peaked, come down, and it's resuming. What gives us the heads up is that shading in window 2, which has been set on the time frame higher, which is 1 time frame higher, which is M30. But it's not just set M30 1 time frame higher. It's set to be not only giving us some feedback on 1 time frame high, but stretched to give us a little glimpse of H1 as well. Okay, so it's done very well for euro because even when the yellow line came up, green shading still occurred. Yep, so we're in that trade. We're quite comfortable that we're going to go and get more profit from it. But most importantly is any re-entry, okay, at the bottom when we had the price move back up, we had the diamond and arrow, followed by the 2 vertical lines, and followed by the arrow. Okay, so what gave us a heads up on this whole movement is really window 2. So, and that's on the website as to the things we look for. That lets us know the price, in some ways predicting that it has to go higher. Yep. So we want to chart about again and do that for us, and to see it a little bit more than of what's around us, what's ahead of us, what's in a higher time frame. So sometimes when we get a bit one chart focused, that we still have a fair bit of information about what the higher time frame wants to do, so that we still have a excellent chance of identifying and going to the trades that has the bias to us getting the result we want. Okay, so in essence, when we have this sort of supported information indicating the price hasn't finished going up, and this happens a fair bit at the time, and if we only needed to get 1 or 2 a week, you can see it makes our job very easy. The trades that are biased to us getting the positive result, and not even getting a positive 1-for-1 result, a lot of times it provides the foundation for a 2-for-1 or a 3-for-1. Okay, so it's all going back to helping us choose and helping us identify the trades that are very positive to us getting the result we want in our trading habits, and reward for our process and our diligence in creating a good trading habit. Okay, so good trading habit then leads to recognizing the trades and where it comes from in the chart. It gives us the confidence to let us know that as soon as we get an alert, what sort of alert it is, and whether it's sideways, momentum, or continuation of a earlier movement. Okay, there. So some people might call this a second bite. Okay, the price likes to move like this. Okay, just like it likes to move like that. Okay, so it does it a fair bit at a time. And these ones do jump. Yep. You can see there's a big arrow there. Okay, so these are what we call, yeah, jumping diamonds. Okay, so once again, is to be able to see the bigger picture from our charts that allow us then to take advantage of those trades and to use the tools we have. So I would call this the next step up from basic, which is the basic habit. Then we're able to start seeing these things, yeah? But we can't really see these things when we're still in the process, or we can't see these things consistently because we're in the process of building our initial foundation. So the main thing is to get the steady things that always need to be done: screenshot, timestamp when we enter a trade and we assess it, take a single shot followed by a timestamp, so it gives us a good representation of what was happening at the time on all the charts, so we can learn from it, so we can become better at it, and we can also use our pattern recognition skill that we're born with here, so utilizing all our own resources within ourselves. As far as so that's window 2. Yep. So yes, it's a little bit different probably from what you have right at this stage. Okay, inside yours, this is probably okay. So once again, from the time you get it, and whether you give me the feedback or whether I actually get the feedback from myself, is to see what more it's telling me and what more can I get from it. Okay, so from window 2, I do have traders that just trade the LMM using the H1 and H4, and setting for them is setting that of 48, 42. Okay. Which gives us more information about where price is going to. Now, in taking away anything, or to give this bigger view of going up a time frame a little bit further, I still need to be contact of what's happening right now. Okay, so in window 5, it's the same indicator, but as you can see, it's set at the setting of window 2 that you have right now. Okay, and the time frames used are there to go and keep the information of what's happening current. In window 5, I only really look at the diamond, from diamond to diamond, where the white line joins. I'm not interested in the higher time frame. Okay, so hence you can see that if there's only when the price is going sideways, the distance between a low and a high can be a small distance, but nevertheless, because it's when going sideways for a number of candles, that's the length of the movement. Yeah, over here, 32 pips. Okay, we can see down here, it's represented by the green shading, and then from that current high to the next low, we have pink, and this pink could have retraced, because over here, that could have been the low where the white diamond is. Okay, so utilizing the 2 different settings of window 2, and because window 5 has always been a secondary support to give us feedback on what's happening, I'm still getting the information I want from the window 5, but I'm making a lot more use of my diamonds of what's happening right now with my diamonds and where the diamonds want to jump. Okay, and once again, the two parts that most traders will struggle with is when is their jumping diamond and when is price consolidating, or is it consolidating or trying to change direction. Okay, so like when we had a big downward movement or big upward movement and price has reached the top, and it'll give us a very early vertical red line here. Yeah, but we've still got a solid green saying that there's still momentum. Okay, so I call this a first responder, because the 5 minutes is telling us what's happening, and it's the first time frame chart to arrive at any scene, because out of an hour, the most current 5 minutes is the latest and most current part of the 1 hour. So the M15 and M5 are able to go and give us first responder, where it's because price has been going up for quite a while, and once prices retrace, whether to consolidate or to go down a little bit to go higher, we'll start getting a vertical line, and that's what I call the first responder line, which is quick to assess. There's an event happening, but like all first responders, first to scene, we may not have all the information when we arrive at the scene, so we need to take some cues as to remind us that we need to then take some higher time frame information. Yeah, look at different charts and see what they say. Okay, so M15, M30, H1 all have green center lines. Price still has momentum go up, but for it to go up, it needs to move down a bit. And in some cases, if it does move down in the M30 and H1, it will find resistance when it gets to center line. Yep. So all we're seeing here is price has hit a high and it's been going up for a while. It needs to actually consolidate. Okay. And we get opposite color candles. It doesn't necessarily mean that's the most opportune time to jump. And we all like to go about it, pick where one candle after it's hit a peak or a trough and jump in and ride it for the next 150, 200 pips. Yeah. But if it's only consolidating, and what it is that time, the candles will always respect a center line. The center line is the average of 20 candles. Okay. And this, it uses the last 10 candles to predict the next 10. Okay. So say based on the last 10 candles, there's still momentum to go up. Okay. Now price, when it moves towards away from the center line, whether up or down, we'll always try to come back to the center line, which is the average. Okay. So nature will always try to go and get to average. And when it gets too far away, so all this does is it wants to come back to average. Sometimes it'll spike through the green, and sometimes it'll just touch it and move up, but it'll move towards it, and then you'll see the hesitation. Yep. So and if it really, what we'll find is going in the next 15, 30, 1 hour, the price wants to, is ready to come down, we'll see price move back up into 5 and 15 and try again. Okay. And I'll take the, okay. So price is moving up, hits the center line, finds resistance, tries again, comes back and tries again. So if he really wants to go up, he'll go up. If it can't go up any further and he finds too much resistance, he'll go the opposite way. Okay, and that's where we use our multiple indicator windows, all 5 windows, window 1, window 2, 3, 4, and 5, to let us know. And what we find is that price, when it has drive from higher time frames and the desire to go up, and we're able to see that, the trade will be there and you don't have to rush into it. It'll give you many opportunities to enter it. It gives you many time frame charts to enter it. It's when we decide not to use all the charts, is when we truly lock ourselves out of the bountiful trades it provides us. Okay, so and any time frame can give us those trade entries. Okay, so H1, we've got confirmed vertical lines, and the blue arrow only needs to have confirmed vertical lines for it to go and be a re-entry. Yep. So in this way, the adjustment's been done to window 2 and 5 to give you more of an edge, to help indicate what price is a continuation of upward movement. And remember, to use those arrows, you need to have confirmed vertical blue lines. I've got 2 there, so that means automatically that when those trade comes, they're best return on the investment we have. Okay, and even here you can see our yellow line's gone up, it's found a peak, yellow line's crossed below 0. A blue shading is indicating that price still has a bias upwards. Okay, and should we get another, we don't have any vertical red lines coming and we get blue lines or blue arrows, we just ask the questions of the assessor and enter the information in, and if it's a re-entry or jumping diamond, they'll let us in. If not, they'll say no. So we don't have to actually take it upon ourselves to make those hard decisions. We have to assessor again do that for us. Okay, so it's not how many trades we take. Really, it's using the tools and entering a trade that's cream, the trades that present themselves without too much hard work. Okay, so first responder trades. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why the center line is still on the chart, because you can still see that's the buy sell zone. You can still see it's the buy zone where there's a bubble below, and you're able to see momentum, some indication of momentum. Yep. When it's solid green, it's still got upward momentum. When it's dotted, it's neutral for up or down. It hasn't got a bias to it. And then when it's pink's down, yep. So if you start getting first responder signals for a sell or in a sell, all the green center line says, hey, price action, if it does want to go down, it's best to have a look at some of the other charts and to expect that price will bounce back up, and have a look at the gains once it's bounced back up. Yep. And if it wants to really go down, you'll see it in other time frames, and you'll see price retry again. Okay, and you should be starting to go see center line going dotted, and you should see that same information from other charts. Okay. Yep. So over here, price. If it does move down a bit more, the 15. By the time it goes in an hour, it's going down. This looks like going dotted yellow, etc. Looks like getting red lines there. So there's really main thing is to get some feel from what the chart's showing you. And it's at this time where price is been going hard up and it's starting to go and just consolidate some of its upward movement and to get back to average. Yep. So main get to from this is that when the chart is in a indicates to you and shows you that it does have a strong movement upwards and is supported by other time frames, that the trades that it presents you in that time are the trades that it tells you before it happens, and for you to keep an eye and ear open when it happens, because those are the trades that it can provide you one or two. One trade could provide you a 2-for-1. That means if you're going for 2 trades a week, you've got your trade in one, delivering results for those 2 days just in one trade. Okay. So once again, is how many trades you want. It's using the charts to help develop the trades that are going to consistently give you a 1-for-1 and a 2-for-1 with no stress, and the ones that will tell you well in advance of their intentions. Okay. Okay. So it has been a little bit long-winded tonight. Yes, and of course these templates will be coming with the auto take profit jumper. Yep, purely because the other part that we're in our rush to go and put trades on can forget about our risk reward per trades that we're happy with. Yeah, whether it's 1% risk or 3% risk, etc. So it's best to go and have something that you can preset and ask it to place a trade. Okay, so like here, here's price, and you can see my cursor is below. So if I wanted to go sell, I have to make sure my cursor is below, and we'd only tell it which direction that we want that. So I put it above to say I want to go and place a buy trade. I select the command is actually a stop Okay. And so quickly just demonstrating direction. Okay. Buy stop for a buy, sell stop for a sell. Once we put the trade, we can still do our management lines and do our 2-for-1s or 3-for-1s. Okay. All of this is that it's a little bit quicker and smarter at quickly looking at what our balance is and to then work out based on the stop level what our lot size should be. Okay, so that's tonight is really talking about first responders, what price is reaching new highs, and it presents signals for a sell. How we can see in the chart quickly to say, hey, don't jump in that sell yet. Just take a quick information update from the other time frames so you can get a more bigger picture of what's happening. Okay, and whether it's really a trade that's going to give the right risk reward that you want. That means it's going to give you at least a 1-for-1 or a 2-for-1. Okay, because the 2-for-1s come often enough and are presented in a way that multiple time frame charts will confirm it. All right, so you should all have this particular indicator, DD check and TF with options. Okay, so and I've done all sessions there. Once again, these are not process updates. These are parameters tweaking. Okay, same questions get asked in the assessor, same questions that. So I'm not process has not changed. All of this is how to utilize that information, and if we can get more insight information about prices, preference, and bias to up or down, so we can take advantage of it to keep our bank account way ahead of the game. Okay, so really they're not process changes or anything. They're just tweaks of an existing or extracting more information from the chart, so it gives you even a bigger edge. Okay, and in this case, to allow you to go and enter trades when there's a identified upward movement that's going to give us several re-entries and give us less drawdown and a bigger return for our entry. Okay, and that's when that happens, we only require 1, 2, 3 trades a week because our losses are reduced and then minimized and our profits are enhanced and multiplied. Okay, so I'll let you be, and hopefully this helps you move forward, showing you what the reward can be for consolidation of a good habit, and then to utilize these little tweaks in the chart to bring you and identify trends that are happening and how you can take advantage of it. Okay, so good night, and I'll have this up very shortly. Have a great week. Look forward to giving you feedback. Why? Okay, there's a couple of questions. Okay, crime scene lingo, very good here. Okay.